Jai Ganesh. Hello students. Good morning everybody. Welcome to my English class. Today let us learn an interesting story, The Lost Child by Mukraj Anand, an Indian English writer of class 9 English. You see, visiting fair is one of the many sources of entertainment in our country, in our villages. One comes across several attractive things in the village fair to see, to eat, and buy. People of various sections of the country or the rural people gather in colorful dresses there. And sometimes some incidents happen at the fair that remains unforgettable, and the lost child here is like that. And here is a shot of the same shot, the lost child. So let us discuss first few lines about the story writer. Mukraj Anand was born on 12th December 1905 and died on 28th September 2004. He was an Indian writer in English. He was a prominent Indian author of novels, short stories, and critical essays in English. He is known for his realistic and sympathetic portrayal of the poor in India. He was awarded the highest literary award of our country, Sahitya Academy Award in 1971. He was also awarded Padma Bhushan in 1968 and International Peace Prize in 1953. So let us discuss few lines about the text. What we learn in this text. In this story, The Lost Child, the author tries to explore the mind of a child, the psychology of a child. This story also highlights the child's love for his parents. The child goes to a fair with his parents, is very much excited about and wants sweets, toys displayed there. His parents do not buy these things for him, but very soon he gets separated from his parents. When he realizes that his parents are nowhere near him, he starts crying. He refuses everything which is offered by a kind-hearted man, but he only wants his parents and keeps crying. So let us, you see, and listen to the story. In the story, you will see three important characters. First character is the lost child. The lost child is a central character who gets fascinated with the items of the village spring fair and loses contact with his parents, and he becomes heartbroken, loses interest in everything, and cries for his parents. And the parents, the lost child's parents, or his father and mother. They keep on asking the child to remain with them, but are careless enough to lose him at the fair. Another character is the person who found him. He is a very helpful and kind-hearted man who tries to distract the child by offering him many things but fails. So, be silent and listen to the interesting story that is we are going to see is the story The Lost Child by Mukraj Anand. You see, it was spring, a festival of spring, from the wintry shades of the narrow lanes and streets appeared a colorfully dressed humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, and some sat on boulevards to the village fair. People of village usually go to the village fair to see the beautiful things and enjoy there. And you see, a child was also going to the village fair with his parents. He was very happy and he was brimming over with life and laughter. He was extremely happy as he was going to the village spring fair with his parents. He saw that some people were walking to the village fair, and some rode on horses. Some also sat on the bullock cart to the village fair. So the road was very interesting. On the way, the child saw the snake charmer. A snake charmer who was blowing its pipe to the snake, and the child wished to see the snake charmer. And what does his parents say? He told him to come out. Come, child, come. Then, on the way, the child sees the toy shops lying on the way to the fair. He was very much interested. He was very much interested. He wanted to have a toy. But he knew that his parents will be reluctant. His father looked with red eyes and with a tyrant look. So he was afraid, and his mother tried to divert the attention of the child and showed him the mustard fields, the yellow flowering mustard field, which looked like a melting gold, and it was attractive. The butterflies were flying, the dragonflies were flying. So child being attracted to the beautiful thing of the nature, he was attracted, and he looked to the yellow mustard fields as its color excited the child. The field is also filled with butterflies, and the boy is fascinated by the dragonflies. He followed him, and he waited there to see catch until one of them shattered. But he failed, and the parents called him, "Come, child, come," as he lagged behind, being attracted by the beautiful scenery of the mustard child. And the child, while being obedient to the call of his parents, to their parents, on the way he saw that the beautiful flowers fall on his hands, and he could gather the petals of the beautiful flowers, which were very attractive. Why? And he was much happy to gather the petals of that beautiful flowers. But he heard the cooing sound of the dove, and he was being a child, he was frightened and shouted dove dove and ran to his parents, and he had forgotten that the flower petals he had was catching fell down from his hand. Then they walked to the narrow lawn, and they went to the fair. You see, at the entrance of the fair, the child could hear the sound, the gathering, the noise was there. The people were shouting. There was a mad rush to the fair could see by the entrance of the fair. And you see, the child saw past a sweet meat seller who was shouting that gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi like this. The child liked barfi very much, so he wanted to have a barfi as his mouth watered. He asked to his parents to have one, but he did not wait for answer because his parents would say that he was a greedy. Then moved on with his parents. And then he saw a flower seller, and the flower seller was selling shouting a garland of gulmohar. The child wanted to have a garland of gulmohar to make to have around his neck. He went there. He lagged behind his parents, but he knew that should not allow him. They did not give him, and they would say they were cheap. They called, "Come, child, come," and onto the footpath, and the child followed his parents. On the way, he saw a man with a pole who carrying colorful balloons of yellow, red, green, and rainbow colored. The child was very much attracted by the beautiful or brightly colored balloons and he wanted to have all. He asked his parents to have, but he knew that his parents would not allow him would not buy for him, as they would say that he was old enough not to play with the balloons. So, for not waiting for that, he moved with his parents, moved on. And then the child went to see in the fair a snake charmer was playing the flute to the snake and the snake was in the basket and playing with its hood as swinging. So the child lagged behind, but he knew that his parents would not allow him, so he followed his parents without waiting to enjoy the music of the snake charmer. Then, while he went there, he saw that there was a ring about. Round about a swing. He was attracted, and this was the most attractive for the child that he wanted. Finally, he wanted to sit on the on a roundabout. As he saw that men, women, and children were shouting and enjoying with laughter that while moving on the roundabout. So he made a bold request to his parents. Father, mother, I want to go round on the swing. But he did not get any answer. Now there was no reply. He asked again, but there is no reply. He looked behind, he looked here and there, saw that his parents were nowhere there. Now the child was worried that he did not find his parents. He saw, looked here and there. Here and there, he ran hither and thither. His yellow turban untied, his dress, his clothes became dirty. He ran here and there, crying, Father and Mother, Father and Mother. The tears rolled from his eyes, and he now to the real fear came to him that now the child was lost in the fair, and he ran back, he ran he ran left to the right like this, hither and thither to and fro, but he did not find his anywhere. The child was now worried about his parents, that he could not think whether he could find his parents or not. So he had lost everything and he went to the shrine, to the temple. He thought that he would get there. There was the mat drops of the people near the temple or the shrine. He thought that he could find there, but he did not find him. A kind-hearted man, a stranger, picked him up in his arms and asked him, Who are you? Where did you come? Who are your parents? But the child could say nothing, only cried, I want my father, I want my mother. He did not say anything else. He could not say anything. So the kind-hearted man tried to console the child, took him to the roundabout. He asked him to sit on the horse, but the child did not want want my mother, I want my father. Then the kind-hearted man took him to the snake charmer and asked him to see or listen the sweet music of the snake charmer and see the swing cobra or snake there. But the child closed his eyes, closed his ears, did not listen, did not see, and that because everything was useless for him, because he only wanted his parents. And now the kind-hearted man, the stranger, took the child to the man the poor who was carrying, selling the beautiful balloons. And the kind-hearted man said that to have a rainbow-colored balloon. But the child did not agree and only shouted, only cried, "No, I want my mother, I want my father." He closed his eyes. Finally, the kind-hearted man took him to the fruit seller and a flower seller and wanted to have a garland of gulmohar, but the child was not consented. Finally, the stranger took him to the sweetmeat seller and asked him to have a burfi as it was very nice. But the child said nothing. The child did not want to have anything because he only wanted his parents. The child wanted to buy things when wanted everything when he was with his parents. But when he was missing, his parents were everything. All the things in the fair was useless, and the most valuable thing for him was his parents. Now the child was lost in the fair. So I think you have listened and read the book, read the text in the book, The Lost Child by Mukraj Anand, and you will find some unfamiliar words. Let us discuss those words. First, humanity. Humanity means a crowd, people in general. There is a great humanity who is walking to the village fair. Lag behind means to move slowly than the other. You see, the child lagged behind because he was attracted by the beautiful and attractive scenery of the yellow mustard field. Fascinated means very interested. The child was fascinated by the beautiful petals of the flower. Tyrant means cruel and barbaric. The child's father had a tyrant to look to the child. Cautionary means forehand warning. The child's mother had a cautionary call, "Come, child, come," onto the footpath. Quick, sharp sound of the door. The child was frightened at the cooing sound of the doors, repelled to make somebody feel disgust. The child repelled as he lost his parents. Sweet meat means sweets or candy. The child wanted to have some sweet meat. Heed means to pay careful attention to somebody's advice. We should heed to the advice of our parents. Shriek means to give a loud high sound. You see, and men, women, and children, those who were sitting on the on in a swing were shaking intently with strong interest and attention. The child researched intently near the temple to find his father and mother, hither and there in many directions. The lost child ran hither and thither to find his parents, congested, crowded. You see, the people in large number were congested near the temple to enter into the temple. Jostled to push roughly against somebody in the crowd. You see, the people jostled there to enter in or near the shrine, quieted to make someone calmer. The kind-hearted stranger tried to quieten the child, offering a lot of things. Okay, so let us do some activities. First activity one, answer the following questions in a sentence. Where was the child going? The child was going to the village spring fair. Why did the child lag behind? The child was lagged behind because he was attracted by the beautiful things like yellow mustard fields, yellow flowering mustard fields. What things did the child see on his way to the fair? The child could see the toys, the yellow flowering mustard fields, the flowers with beautiful petals, and dove, and he also saw all these things on his way to the fair. What were his father and mother like? His father and mother were hard hearts did not listen to his requests. Though they were caring, but they were silent to his plea. What did the child see at the fair? The child saw the sweetmeat seller with sweets and a flower seller with garlands of gulmohar, and he saw the snake charmer with the snakes, and he also saw a balloon seller with colorful balloons, and he also saw the swing roundabout the swing. All these things the child saw in the fair. What was it that attracted the child most when he was with his parents? The colorful balloons attracted the child most when he was with his parents. When did the child realize that he had lost his way? When the child went to the roundabout and saw the happiness of the men, women, and children, he had a bold request to his parents to go round on the swing. There was no reply from his parents, and there he realized that he had lost his way. What made the child cry? The child did not find his parents, so he started crying. Who rescued the lost child? A kind-hearted stranger picked him up or rescued the lost child from the side near the shrine. How did the kind man try to console the child? That kind man tried to console the child by offering the flowers and the balloons, the see the and listen to the music of the snake charmer, the sweets, and like everything else in the fair. How did the child react to the man's sufferings? The child reacted to the man's suffering as he did not want to accept anything else, and everything, all these things became useless as he was missing. He wanted the most of only his father and mother, his parents. Now, his most valuable thing for him was his parents. Why does a lost child, lost interest in the things that he had wanted earlier? The child, when the child was with his parents, he wanted everything, and he wanted everything. But when he was the child, no doubt, was impressed with the balloons, toys, burpee, round swing, the snake charmer, gulmore garland, and others. These things lost their values for the child when he found no trace of his parents. Within himself, he got disheartened. In his mind flashed the picture of a headstrong father and consoling mother. He desperately desired for the warming of love and comfort in his parents. Okay, so let us do the activity 2. Write T for true statements and F for false statements. It was the festival of a summer. This is false. What is true? It was the festival of a spring. A child together with his mother was going to the village fair. This is false. What is true? A child together with his parents was going to the village fair. The child wanted to have a toy, and this is true. The child longed for a burfi, a garland of gulmohar, colorful painted balloons, and desired to go on the roundabout and listen to the music of the snake charmer. And this statement is true. And the child was lost in the fair when he had a bold request to his parents to give him a balloon. And this is false. And what is true? The child was lost in the fair when he had a bold request to his parents to go on a roundabout swing. His parents were found and the child was left crying. This statement is false. What is true? His parents were nowhere to be found, and the child was left crying. As the child was struggling to find his parents near the temple, a kind-hearted man lifted him up in his arms. This is true. The man made the child forget his parents by offering him fragrant, nice flowers, bright colored balloons, sweets, etc. So, this statement is false. What is true? The man tried to make the child forget his parents by offering him fragrant, nice flowers, bright colored balloons, sweets, etc. But the child only insisted on his parents, who were most invaluable objects for him than any beautiful things at the fair, and this statement is true. You see, let us do the activity 3. The following is the summary of the story The Lost Child. Fill the blanks with the summary with the suitable words from the bracket. Once a child went to a village fair with his parents. Fascinated by the toys, he lagged behind. On his way to the fair, he saw dragonflies, a beautiful grove, etc. The child with his parents arrived at the village square and saw a sweetmeat seller with various sweets and a flower seller with garlands of gulmohar, a man holding with balloons, a snake charmer playing a flute to a snake and a roundabout in full swing. He wanted to go on the round and about and could not find his way in the crowd. Then he cried and ran here and there in the crowd to find his parents. At the gate, the man lifted him in his arms and asked him about his parents. The man wanted to make the child happy, but the child lost his interest in the things that he had wanted earlier. Let us do the activity 4. Some statements are given and you have to say who said this to whom. Come, child, come. Who said this? Parents to whom? The child. I want that toy. Who said this? The child to the parents. Look, child, what is before you? Who said this? Mother to child. Come, child, come in onto footpath. Who said this? Mother to whom? Child. I want that burfi. Who said this? The child to the parents. I want that garland. The child said to the parents. I want to go on the roundabout. Please, father, mother. Who said this? Child to whom? Parents. Father, mother. Who said? The child to whom? To himself. Whose baby are you? Who said? The kind-hearted man. To whom? The child. I want my mother, I want my father. Who said? The child. To whom? The man. Listen to the music. Who said this? The man to the child. What sweets would you like? Who said? That kind-hearted man to the child. Let us do the activity 5, and this is very important and last one. The main ideas of the story, The Lost Child, are given below. Read and put them in the appropriate boxes of the flowchart. You see the sequencing of the story, the flowchart. First, you see a child's visit to a village fair with his parents. Then you see attraction of the boys, a flowering mustard field, a group of dragonflies, the little insects and worms, a beautiful grove, the banyan tree, etc., and the way to the village fair. You see his eagerness to have different things from a sweetmeat seller with sweets, a flower seller with garlands, a snake, a roundabout with a full swing in the fair. Then the child's cry of fear without seeing his parents in the crowds. The child's hesitation towards the attracted things in the fair and his sobbing to see his father and mother. I think you have enjoyed the lesson and let us discuss what is the moral of the story. Every child loves his parents unconditionally. The parents are the most important thing in a child's life. Thank you, everybody. If you like it, please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Best of luck.